Is the multivitamin you or your children are taking really helping you? Or are you just wasting your money? We're going to learn who should keep taking them and which ones seem to be doing nothing at all.
One vitamin you do need is D. We show you where you can find the nutrient, and it's not in the shape of a pill.
Now, one way that you can look for that and other nutrients is by reading the label. But thousands of foods that we now eat are not only not being labeled, they're not even being tested. Coming up, we're going to help you read between the lines.
How many of you said today, I'm going to the gym, or I'm hitting my treadmill, and you just never got around to it? If you did, you're not alone. We show you how to make each step you take count.
House plants not only add a little something extra to your room, they also serve a purpose when it comes to your health. We're going to show you what ailments they may help you avoid, which ones do the trick, and how you can easily care for them.
In one Delmarva County, you'll soon notice more and more murals like this one coming to life. We'll explain the purpose behind them all.
And we're in the kitchen today learning how to make a delicious but difficult Italian dish simple. Delmarva Life starts right now. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopple. Welcome to Delmarva Life from Historic Studio D.
Well, I was kind of saddened by the news that we heard. Yeah, JCPenney at the center at Salisbury is one of 33 nationwide closing their doors. Home officials say the store was underperforming, so they'll be selling off their inventory, and all of them will be closed by early May. Company officials say the move will save $65 million a year and that 2,000 employees across the country will lose their job. Obviously, employees here on Delmarva as well. And
that's going to be a tough hit to that mall because it's an anchor store.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a tough hit, but it is what it is. You know, one of the things that I've noticed about going through the mall, going through the boardwalk for that matter, is, you know, there's so many people that you're around, and invariably there is somebody that is just cussing up a storm.
Oh, yeah.
And
when
sometimes,
you have your kids with you.
Oh, it's a bad situation. Well, officials in Ocean City are trying to do something to try to make sure that that doesn't happen on the boardwalk. Ocean City Council Secretary Mary Knight wants to post "No profanity, please" signs around the boardwalk. The signs would not be enforceable by police. They would just serve as a reminder for people to please be aware of their language. Now, that proposal is still going before the police commission. If approved by them, then they take it to the Ocean City Council.
Yeah.
Great idea. You can never, I mean.
But is it going to work? Is it going to work?
But it's not going to hurt.
It's not going to hurt.
It's not going to hurt.
Unless somebody wants to just, you know, make fun of the signs, but we won't put that idea in their head. You know, up the coast in Dewey, Big Brother may soon be watching you. That's because the Dewey Beach Police have added security cameras in 10 locations along Route 1. Authorities hope that these cameras, which by the way are highly visible, will stop crime activity before it actually begins. And police dispatchers or police officials say that the dispatchers will be watching them 24/7. So
I think it's a good thing. I mean, if you're not doing anything wrong, it's nothing to worry about.
Exactly. They say a big problem they have is with alcohol-induced crime in the summertime when they have all those people going to the bars in Dewey. The bar owners that they've spoken with or we've heard from say, I think it's an okay idea.
There's so many people getting hit by cars and things like that, so it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's really a good thing.
Well, if you've driven through Cambridge lately, you've probably noticed some very large art canvases popping up.
Now, these murals are part of a scenic byway project aimed at bringing visitors into the area. Brian Spiros is next to one of those murals and has more on that project. Brian?
Well, Jimmy and Lisa, the mural behind me, which we'll show you in just a moment, is on the side of J.M. Clayton Seafood Company here in Cambridge, and more murals like this one will be coming to life here in Dorchester County. And joining me now are two very important people who have been part of this project. First, I want to introduce you to Kiri Carini, who is the program administrator for the Heart of Chesapeake Country Heritage Area. That is a mouthful. So the first thing, this is one of two murals that are up in Cambridge right now. What is the purpose of this project?
Well, the murals are intended to celebrate the history and natural beauty of Chesapeake Bay, of Dorchester County. We took inspiration from James Michener's novel Chesapeake. The program's funded through the National Scenic Byways program, and they're just to celebrate the area.
There's this one here on the side of J.M. Clayton Seafood Company. We also have one that's not far from us, which is on the side of a caboose, another great work of art. And more are planned. Explain where the process is right now with that and where you think those ones will be.
Sure. We have, at this point, 2 more murals planned, which will be completed by the end of this year, 2014. around outside of Cambridge, around the county, and then we're actively seeking funding to continue this larger mural project and do more murals in the future.
So more murals will be popping up as we head down the road. All right, now I want to bring in Michael Rosado, who is the artist behind the murals, so a very talented man. So the first thing, we have this one behind us, a beautiful mural. It's very large. How do you do something like this and put it together?
Well, you start with a sketch, the concept, and then a sketch. Sketch is scaled down, 1 foot equals a foot, so you know how large it's going to be on the wall, and you know proportionally how everything's going to work. Then I do it in my studio. I put the panels up. They're on cement board. And taking into consideration that this mural is going to be seen from afar, 300 feet, 400 feet to, however far that bridge is, you got to play with scale. So conceptually in designing it, you take in consideration that this bird has to be massive, and that the crab in its mouth has to be massive. And people coming by in a boat will get a good detail shot of it. People from far away will see compositionally how the whole thing works. Do it in my studio, half at a time. The top half was the first part that was done. And because I have a scaled sketch, I know exactly how everything's going to line up. So I just use that, sketch as reference and then paint it.
And then you literally put the panels up, which we have pictures of, and put it up piece by piece.
Right, yeah, exactly. And then I'll just come out, install it up on the wall. I build a substrate, to attach it to, and coat it, and it lasts for quite a while.
And now here it is. Now, what made you pick this image in particular?
There's some beautiful passages in Chesapeake. This one here was about water. Was about the Indians. Indians seized the crab. Sharshin is the chief's daughter. Explains to the Indian Pentecoit that Manitou, their god, gave them, incredible bounty. Gave them the crab, which would, then hide itself in the water, and then periodically, when they harvested the bounty, they would be incredibly surprised, and the meat's fantastic. So that's what this one's based on. I thought, and the other one based on the geese arriving. So two very strong images of what we have here on the Eastern Shore, and consequently, these are the outcome.
So very representative, as you said, of the Eastern Shore. So a great job, and everyone will have to be on the lookout for the other murals that are going to be popping up here in the county. So thank you both for speaking with us. We really appreciate it, and a great job on the work. All right, very good. So there you have it, Jimmy and Lisa. Keep an eye out for art just like this one popping up around Dorchester County. With that said, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
That is absolutely gorgeous. I look forward to seeing more.
Yeah, it's amazing, just the artwork, but the scale that he has to make it work.
Absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
Well, we want to say happy birthday to the Junior Auxiliary Board at Peninsula Regional Medical Center. The volunteer group turned 90 this week.
We were going to have a cake, but the fire marshal said no.
Here are some pictures from a celebration they had at PRMC. Over the years, these volunteers have raised $8 million to support programs and expansion of the hospital. Plus, so many babies have gone home with hand-knitted caps made by their volunteers. Many patients have gotten good use out of the post-surgical pillows they donate. So happy birthday.
Isn't that awesome? Well, I tell you what, while we're talking babies, let's talk about another baby. There's a new one at the Assateague Island National Seashore.
Aww.
Take a look at this guy. Mike Rickard, or Megapixel Mike, you may have seen his name, posted this on our Facebook page. He says the foal was born at Assateague in late December.
Here's another picture of the little guy that Roger Rudolph posted on the Assateague Island National Seashore Facebook, taking a little nap. Well, that little foal probably wondered what in the world was going on yesterday morning down the coast, not too far from Assateague. 3 rockets were launched from NASA's Wallops Island flight facility. This is not the actual launch. This is just the type of rocket. NASA says the launch of the suborbital Terrier Orion rockets occurred with a 20-second period starting at 4:09 Wednesday morning, every 20 seconds.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
And it was a Department of Defense thing, so that's why you didn't see anything on social media and all that stuff.
Exactly.
But let's stay in space for just a second. Astronomers have found a star that they say is so similar to our own sun, they're calling it a solar twin. Results of a study published in the journal Astronomy and Astrophysics describes the star as similar to our sun in size, temperature, and chemical makeup. Even more amazing than that is the fact they've discovered 3 nearby planets.
How about that?
Now, fewer than 10 planets have ever been found within star clusters. One of the newly discovered planets orbits the solar twin. It's actually so close to it, it orbits it once every 7 days.
Oh my goodness.
How about that? That's
There's
quick.
so much more to be discovered. You know,
There is.
it's been 45 years since we first sent a man to the moon, and now it looks like we may see a man walk on Mars, hopefully before we die, before you and I die. A group of experts say sending humans to Mars by the 2030s is affordable, but some key changes are needed if it's going to happen. They say a NASA-led manned mission to Mars is feasible if the space agency's budget is I guess, put back to pre-sequestration levels, okay? It's going to take international cooperation as well, but someone might beat them to it. It looks like some private companies are wanting to get planned manned missions to the Red Planet sooner. They hope to have, I think the company's name is, the company Mars One is planning on sending a group of people to colonize the planet on a one-way mission in 2021. That's not far from now.
They've been taking applications. They actually had to shut down the application process because everybody wanted to go.
I'm sorry, 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
But that's
well, still not far from now.
Hey, watch this. So we're going to talk about stars. Now we're going to talk about stars. Did you like that? Was that smooth?
Yeah.
We are in the awards season, and the movie Grown Ups 2 collected a long list of nominations, but not necessarily the kind they wanted.
Put your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care.
Grown Ups 2 made the list of the year's worst films at the Golden Raspberries. You may know them as the Razzies. Grown Ups 2 picked up 8 nominations altogether, including Worst Sequel, Worst Screenplay, and Worst Lead Actor for Adam Sandler. He's got to be proud.
On the other end of the spectrum, 3D suspense drama Gravity and American Hustle, a glitzy period comedy of con artists and the FBI in the 70s, lead this year's Academy Awards race with 10 nominations each. They were announced this morning. Other Best Picture nominees include Captain Phillips, Dallas Buyers Club, Her, and Nebraska. Philomena, 12 Years a Slave, and The Wolf of Wall Street.
In one of the most competitive years ever for the Best Actor category, the nominees are Christian Bale, who plays a con man in American Hustle. He is joined in that category by Bruce Dern for his role in Nebraska, Leonardo DiCaprio for The Wolf of Wall Street, Chiwetel Ejiofor, I hope I said his name right, is in 12 Years a Slave, and Matthew McConaughey as a homophobic AIDS patient who becomes an underground seller of non-FDA approved AIDS drugs in Dallas Buyers Club.
Incidentally snubbed in the category were Robert Redford for his role in All Is Lost and two-time Oscar winner Tom Hanks.
How about that?
Okay, and for Best Actress category, 2 Golden Globe winners, Cate Blanchett as a down-on-her-heels socialite crawling back to her working class roots in Blue Jasmine, and Sandra Bullock as an astronaut stranded high above Earth after orbiting debris destroys the space shuttle. They're in Gravity. Were nominated for Best Actress. Blanchett and Bullock are joined by Amy Adams as a con artist in American Hustle, Judi Dench for Philomena, and Oscar veteran Meryl Streep for August Osage County. Now the winners will be announced on Sunday, March 2nd.
I still want to see Gravity.
Well, still ahead on Delmarva Life, multivitamins have been making the headlines a lot lately. Some studies suggest we give them too much credit. So are you wasting your time and money taking them? We'll ask an expert. Plus, learn other ways to make sure your body gets all the nutrition it needs.
Good nutrition begins with eating healthy food, and you should know how good something is for you by reading the label, right? But some people often argue the label doesn't always tell the whole story. What more Americans are demanding to know about their food.
And good nutrition and exercise are the perfect combination to keep you healthy, but finding time to get to the gym or to take a fitness class is hard for some. How you can get the exercise you need without investing a lot of time or money.
And a little later on, we're at the kitchen making a delicious Italian dish, only we're adding a seafood twist. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. Your local York and LG dealers, and State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.